How you been? I literally haven't seen you in fucking how long?
Um, Probably about a week before the kid.
Yeah,
So
think so.
yeah,
That was more than that.
no,
Oh well. Anyway, yeah. So how's everything been?
good. It feels like a lifetime though.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I was just like going over everything today, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I haven't seen you or Carissa. Actually, Carissa dropped off our daughter, but that was it.
Um, I've seen Carissa.
Yeah.
I had to go over and be a witness of a notary.
She finished her mortgage.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. I had a kid. I know you know that, and I
Yes.
know the 4 followers I have probably know that, but they yeah, I've got a son now, so that's interesting. Uh, but he's I don't know, we got lucky. Both of our kids were super easy when they were little. Um, so it's been
I agree with you.
yeah, it hasn't been anything really much different. We wake up once in the middle of the night, and that's about it. So we got lucky. But um, aside from all that, how are things? I haven't even talked to you about your business. You know, usually we talk outside of the podcast, but I haven't even talked to you, so I don't even know
I mean,
what you got going on anymore.
I mean, just for tonight, like my last meeting was, I got off at 8:15, called you immediately, and I was like, I'm on my way.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. That's worth noting. This is the first one that we've done, at night. So it's not that it's night night. It's what 9 o'clock. Yeah.
but we're fitting it in.
Yep. We're
We're
getting it
fitting it
done.
in. Oh gosh, so much. Um, the insurance side, uh, I think, did I talk to you about the new software? Nothing I've created, but the dialer to make it more efficient for my agents to dial.
Mm-hmm.
Adding that in has been a game changer, and it allowed me to not have to be the middleman for leads all day, every day.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Very annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm smart enough to automate the lead process, but when you have new agents coming in every single day, you have to adjust that system
Mm-hmm.
daily. It's easier with a system like Kixie because and I'm not promoting, it's just
Yeah.
a
No, I
dialer.
got you.
It simply just allows me to onboard them immediately, and I have an email automated that goes straight over to the support team over there, and within
Mm-hmm.
15 minutes, everything's set up.
Gotcha.
15 minutes, they can be on a dialer, dialing thousands of leads to start selling the
Yeah.
next moment.
Yeah.
Then that's the first thing. Then the second thing is all the training that I was doing for the in-depth knowledge of how to structure these policies. Completely done for you graph on what age they are, what product I would put them in, for what concept, and it goes even a step further into, once you find that, I then have a video teaching you how to structure it. So no agent can have any confusion anymore, and they don't need me to answer any of the questions. All it is on them is to bring me recordings so I can do live coaching.
So sounds like the last couple of weeks you've been working on a lot of automation stuff,
Yes.
systems, which is a funny common theme.
Well, the thing is this. What I've realized is it's not, can you have a system for everything? Because sometimes over systematizing, or whatever you want to call it, is just too much.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's what I noticed out of my agents is I built a really cool CRM for them to track clients. Not a single one use it correctly,
Yeah.
right? But they didn't come here for that piece. They came there for the piece of the training and the leads.
Mm-hmm.
So that was irrelevant to them. But um, what I'm noticing now is I'm building out the bare minimum systems just to get the the process there, and I'm letting the agents tell me what they want now versus me building it out in my way because I'm a lot more
Yep.
detailed. And the thing is, it seems to just be a waste.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I spent all of April and May doing is developing systems for them not to be used, but me putting a whole bunch of detail into it. I'd rather make the bare minimum to what they need and let them tell me the add-ons.
So it's funny because there's a uh, shoot, what is it? I think the book is called The Pumpkin Plan, right?
Well, I want to slap myself because, in all honesty, I can give great advice and I can use great advice myself, but I don't utilize it in all the areas. What I mean by that is I can go back to the exact text to my developer team for the IUL tool, and I said, in quote, we are building the bare minimum and we're going to allow the clients to tell us what they want.
Yes.
And I can do that for an entire other system, but because I just knew so much knowledge for the CRM, I wanted everything to be a certain way for me, and that's where I messed up. Is I'm going to use it, but I should have stopped at the bare minimum, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then built out mine for me, and just do because I use it completely, but it's designed for me.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I was going to say. The Pumpkin Plan is a book that basically states there's a couple of different points in the book. The main thing is to treat your business as if it is a prize winning pumpkin, right? And the way that those pumpkins are grown so big to win prizes is they cut every other pumpkin off the vine that's taking away from that pumpkin, right? So if you treat your business that way and you take all of the things that are not income producing out of it and focus on just the main bread and butter of what's making you the most money, right? That's how you grow your business. Now, what you're mentioning is the same thing. So the way that you figure all that out, right, is you talk to your clients. That's what they say in the book. You go to your clients and you say, hey, what do you like the best about what I've been doing? Blah blah blah. You get feedback, and then you build it out to what they're gonna, what your ideal client is gonna pay you for. So what you're talking about is doing essentially the same thing, but with your employees, which is even better. You know what I mean? That's something that nobody talks about. Is getting something set up the bare minimum, something that gets them moving in the right direction, and then let them say, hey, I think you should add this. This would make it easier for us, right? I'm finding out that same thing. So it's really cool, that you brought that up. And I wanted to make the point that the book makes because it's like no one thinks about doing that for your employees. And I didn't in the past either. I thought if I set this up the way that I would do it, everybody's good.
Yeah, it's not. You and I think so much more in detail. We're good to fix something that's completely broken.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's where we could come in and go, hey, time to learn a whole new system. Boom. But for someone to just come in off the street to learn a very in-depth system without ever doing it, it's typically it's so much. It's like a shock to them.
Yeah.
Even though we think it's the basic. I see that with all the courses I do. Like, what is an IUL? That takes me 2 hours to get through when it's 34 slides.
Yeah.
Like, I could talk on it all day, but if I wanted to make it it's not possible to do 2 hours. I'm going to knock it down to doing it 30 minutes and just saying the bare minimum what I need, and then let the agents ask the questions based upon the information.
Yep.
Before, I would try to do 2 hours and make a perfect 2 hour video and try to do it, and I could never get anything done. Or I couldn't ever get it done because I wanted to make it look this way and this, and it's so much harder
Right.
because I have so many different points.
Yeah. So that ties into another thing that we always started talking about that we're learning and still working on, but it's what is it called? Gitmo. Good enough to move on. It's something that I try to focus on now. So obviously we have a pretty, both of us have a standard that's, it's higher than it should be, which is good. But in everyday operations, it can kill you. You know what I mean? You can fixate on getting things perfect. You can,
Yes.
yep, before you release stuff. So I don't know where I heard it. I heard it in some podcast or book or something, but it was good enough. The saying was good. Make sure it's good enough to move on. So you get it to a certain point, and then you mentally need to say, "That's it. We'll tweak it later. Let's move to the next thing."
Yes, and it's tweak when someone else brings it up that it's an issue. It's not an issue, and I don't mean that in a bad way. If you,
You use the feedback that you get,
yes,
tailor it to whoever's giving you.
and the thing is if you don't make money from the product in the first place, or you can't sell it, then what's the point of putting in all that hard work? And
Yeah.
I, I, it took me so long to get off of that. It does not need to be perfect. The amount of knowledge that I know, people will pay thousands for a digital course.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be perfect because, lo and behold, it took me 3 years to learn it, and I'm giving them in a year. Like I can give them a year worth of knowledge in that time frame, and then if anyone has any in depth, I can answer the FAQs and
Yeah,
add them
yeah,
in there. But
exactly.
that's the thing is, why add it in there if they're not going to use it anyways?
Exactly. You don't. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like you said, is you put all the information of stuff that you had questions on, right? You were wondering about, which
I ask too many questions. I overanalyze everything, and I know that. So that is why I stop asking the question of what would I do? No, I get now. This is what I do, and I started doing this is I get my assistant Tiana. I get her on the phone and go, "Is this too much?"
yeah,
And she'll go, "You're overdoing it.
yeah, yeah,
Perfect. What do I got to take away?
yeah,
Make it bare minimum. Okay, move on."
yeah,
And from there, what I've been doing so I can stay on track because I felt like I was in 2 months of just going around in a circles. I was building stuff, but nothing was actually
yeah.
producing. Um, I literally have Monday. We check in on a meeting. It's about an hour. We go through the plan for the week, and we plan out the entire week of what we are both going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wednesday, we have a check in to make sure the stuff has got accomplished up to Wednesday so we can keep ourselves accountable.
Yep.
And it's mainly, and I'll be honest, it's not her, it's me. I'm doing 1,000 different things. Typically, the little tasks that I need to do are the things that don't work. Is it?
No, it's I'm barefoot and I just put my
Oh,
bare ass nasty
oh,
foot on the
jeez.
camera. I was like, ugh.
So yeah, but I use it as a way to on Wednesday and then Friday as well to bounce off and make sure I'm doing the correct things to move the company forward
Yeah,
and doing the bare minimum in the sense of what's good for the client.
yeah, yeah. It's
Because you'll be shocked that there's a lot that you don't need to get a product out there and start selling it. Like, yes, you can think of the 1,000 different things you can add in that you need before you do it.
the other thing too is so when you're designing, so let's use a course for example. So like
Okay.
if I were to do a course on building houses, right? I'm going to put everything that I can think of that would stump me. However, if I were to hand that to somebody who's never built a house before,
They're gonna go. There's that many steps. I don't want to do this.
not only that, but they're going to go they're going to have 100 questions on stuff that I didn't think to answer because it's not a question for me.
Hmm.
So I spent all this time going into detail on stuff that probably didn't need to go in, you know what I mean? When I could have just waited for them to tell me, "Hey, how do I do this part?" And then I answer that question, you know? So that's great that you are working on that because I made a I made a 217 point checklist, right? For inspecting houses. Okay. And so that my project manager can go through each step, do everything, which was, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. I probably worked on it for like 4 or 5 months, right? Like on and off. And then finally one day I said, you know what, screw this. I'm done. I've got 217 good enough, right? And I put it out, gave it to him. And it's been great because, I'd say once a month at least, he gets to a point in a project and he goes, "Hey, these guys, the framers messed up this part. We need to add this to the checklist." So that way I can remind them, And so, boom, That's what I did instead of waiting until I had every single thing on there to use it.
It's never going to be
Nope.
perfect. I can
Everything. We've
sit
said that a
there.
million times too.
I can sit, and the thing is, it until it rears its ugly head, and you're just tired of it. And my realization was for those 2 months, went around in a circle in wanting to move stuff the right way, but because I was so tasked and so busy with agents calling me day in and day out, everything that I had on the books went to agent calls.
Mm.
And
Yep.
it destroyed my day. And then I just got backed up and backed
Yep.
up and backed up. Then a week went by, then 2 weeks went by, then 3 weeks, and I'm still trying to do stuff I had to do 2, 3 weeks ago. That's not in like dire important, but it's still going to move the company forward with me
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
them.
It's not affecting, the way that your business is operating at the moment, but it progresses you.
Yeah, it's ironic because the where most business owners get trapped is in that day to day operations.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, myself right now, my project manager is absolutely killing it. I got rid of the old one, got a new one in, and he is. I mean,
9 day.
yeah, I like he frees up a lot of my time. So now what I'm doing is doing all the operational stuff in the office instead of out in the field, right? So I'm able to keep up with my books. I'm able to keep up with all my estimating and sales. All that stuff is dialed in, right? So I have all that taken care of. Which today I was on the fence about hiring a bookkeeper.
That is my next step, to be honest. I'm done and I'm just doing too much. I've always been the accountant person,
Yeah.
but man, I so too much.
So the problem with mine, right? Because of the influx of cash that comes in and out so rapidly, right? Like, for instance, I think I've got invoiced out like $122,000 right now, right? So that's what people owe me. But then I've got bills come in that are like 100,000. You know what I mean? And those are all waiting on those checks to come in so I can toss them back out. So the reason I set all that up is to say I was on the fence about hiring a bookkeeper, but the problem is like bookkeepers obviously they charge money, they're worth money, but like the best deal that I could find was like once a month she'll go through the books, clean them all up, send me a report to show me where I'm at. I can't do that. I need it weekly at the bare minimum so that I know where I'm at on each job. I know when I'm ready to bill out each job. You know what I mean? Bookkeeping for contracting is much different than a
That
standard
is
business.
when you hire a part-time accountant,
Yes, well, not even or
even a
even
bookkeeper. But you know what I
an
mean.
employee. Yeah,
Yes.
it's so basically what I decided was it wasn't worth my expense right now to hire that because I can do it once a week for about 40 minutes, right?
Every Friday from 9 to 10:30 is my accounting.
Sorry, I keep showing my toes.
But no, every week it's just in
Yeah.
the books that I have to do it during that time. If not, guess what? It does not happen.
So mine, honestly, I hit mine like 2 to 3 times a week again, just because I'm trying to stay on
I'm looking
top
at my
of.
bank account, but
Yeah.
I won't lie. Like I'm not on top of the books, but the issue's this is I have a CRM that I'm gonna cough.
Yep.
Jeez. I have a CRM that auto bills after $10 for text and
Yeah.
calls.
Yep. Yep.
So on top of any other new transactions coming in through the funnels that I do for the digital products, the training,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
all of that. So I think last week there was over 1,200 transactions that I have to siphon through.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. So mine's not so much the amount of transactions that
I'm
gets me.
guessing at this point, and like,
Yeah.
okay, well, this all looks good. It's all $10 charges. Okay, that's good. Like,
Yep.
I'm taking a shot in the dark. That
Right.
all of my accounting is good right this second.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's like the projects.
If this is the IRS, it's perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything's perfect. I didn't make any mistakes. Mine's mainly the projects because you got 7 or 8 projects going at any given
Yeah.
time. You need to know where you're at on each one, right? So I go through them a couple days a week, so it only takes me like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
2 to 3 times a week. So because I'm freed up, I don't have to go out to the job sites anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a weird feeling, right? And I'm probably pissing off my project manager because I'm constantly asking him, "What's going on with this? What's going on with that?" And he's already got the answer. He's already got it done. You know what I mean? But I'm not used to that, so I'm still on him, like because I'm worried something's going to get missed. I'm slowly learning that I can trust him and things are moving correctly. He's really really killing it.
It's
But
weird having an employee you can trust, right?
it's yeah. Anyway, so I had a problem with my books that occurred sometime last year. Basically, so my you have what's available in the bank versus what's available in your accounting based on checks that have been written but haven't been cashed, things like that, right?
Yeah.
So my numbers have been different the whole time, and I've always had checks that have been written but not cashed, but it still wasn't lining up, and I didn't know what it was. So I finally today was able to find out that there was one transaction a year ago, almost today, a year ago, that was input manually by an old bookkeeper that I had accidentally, probably it wasn't on purpose, but it was input manually, so it was showing up twice, right? And everything was reconciled, and this one thing was just floating out there, and I had no idea how to find it. I didn't know what it was because I'm not an accountant or a bookkeeper, so I was gonna hire somebody to fix that for me, right? And reconcile up because I couldn't reconcile from last year because of that one transaction. So I couldn't reconcile up to today. Now that it's June, so I was like, you know what? Let me just spend 30 minutes on this. If I cannot figure it out, I will spend the $600 that this person wants to fix this for me. I haven't had the time to spend looking into it. I always would look for 10 minutes and be like, all right, I'm done. I don't know it. I'm going to hire somebody. But I had the time.
I'm glad you have that switch. I'm still learning to just because I can figure out problems and I'm typically smarter than the person I have to go hire to do it, but the person who I'm hiring knows exactly how to fix that issue.
Yeah.
Um, I've wasted so much time, and I will say money, over the concept of I'll do it myself.
Yeah, and I'm getting better at not doing that. But this particular thing, I was like, I'm gonna give it 30 minutes. If I can't do it, I'm gonna spend $600. And I'm glad I looked at it myself because there was one transaction that was double put, right? All I had to do was delete it, and everything lined up perfectly. And I reconciled all the way up to June 1st, and everything's done. Books are clean. I know exactly where I'm at on everything because of that one transaction. That took me 20 minutes to find.
I
I almost
have to
spent
make
$600 for that. So they had looked at it already and gave me a quote, right? So they knew what the problem was ahead of giving me the quote. They knew that it was going to take them 5 minutes, which is, I mean, again, if you don't
power
know,
of knowledge.
yeah,
It's
that's it.
literally
It's the same reason people hire me.
I don't even get mad at
Nope.
people when I hear people's quotes because the thing is they're charging that because they can get it.
Well, they know what. Yeah, exactly. But again, that was the whole thing. Was it wasn't worth $600 to me if I could figure it out, and I figured.
Oh no, well 100%, and I'm glad you did. I gotta reconcile. As much as I know about accounting, I have been terrible with my own books and separating everything. Like it's atrocious. That's why I've just been so busy on all of the day-to-day operations. I've never been able to sit back and actually build it out correctly.
Yeah.
Now I can because have all the systems in place, um, in the platforms to go, okay, hey, look, leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
Go here for all your resources, and now I can focus on expanding my operation,
Yeah.
which is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. There's no SD card in the camera.
Oh, so it's not even.
Pretty sure it records to my iPad, but we're gonna find out. So I was just looking. It says no SD card, and I was like, I put everything in. I know I did. So it must not have pushed in all the way, or I accidentally pushed it out. But it doesn't matter. We'll keep going because I know it records the iPad. I just have to pull it off.
What time is it?
It's 9:20.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
How long have we been going?
About 20 minutes. So,
Okay.
yeah. The only there was one other thing I wanted to talk about. And I guess this kind of transitions right into it because we've talked about this before. But being a good problem solver. You know, as a business owner, it is probably, if not the most important trait to have, is to be able to solve problems. Excuse me.
Yes, and I want to bring up a point here. Um, I'm always in the learning phase, always.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment you turn that off, I believe, is the moment that you go backwards.
Yeah.
So I'm always learning new stuff every single day. And the shockingness of, I learned this from another marketer that I've got associated with. I am terrible at getting testimonials, and you probably have zero testimonials. As well.
What do you mean? Oh, like asking people?
Yeah,
I I got 2
but you know what I mean. Like,
out of the 300 I should have.
exactly. So I was trying to, and it's not like I wrapped my head around it that long, but I saw it and I was like, that's a perfect way. He wasn't using it in that fashion, but actually, yes, he was. Never mind. Yes, he was. It was to, in our space, we can give out a digital product. So
Yeah.
we give old clients something new in exchange for a testimonial. And I was sitting there this whole time going, I've helped out how many people? And what can I have to offer these people to actually give me a testimonial? And I'm like, leads. Leads or training.
Yeah.
Either or, I can give it out, and then I can finally get the testimonial so people can understand. And what really sparked me, and I felt like obviously I felt like I was in a slump this weekend. I saw an individual that, I'm not gonna say names here, but I saw an individual that was doing what I do already at a larger scale with a fraction of the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
With none of the systems, with none of the actual education, just a whiteboard in front of him,
Yep.
doing it at such a large scale. And I was like, you've got to be joking me.
Mm-hmm.
My perfection got in my way.
Yep. Yep.
It's not about the perfection, it's about the knowledge that's on the video.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, you can say the presentation, try to make it perfect. It's about the knowledge and getting it to the people. It's not about making it in a studio. It's not about,
Yeah.
it's about getting the knowledge to the people.
Mm-hmm.
And that it took so long, but it's ironic that it looped back through,
Yeah. Yeah.
if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely. Nice.
I thought I had brought my drink in.
Yeah, it's over there.
Okay, well, it's too far.
At the end of my crow toes.
Too far. I won't go for it. But no, I just wanted to bring up that point and loop. But you were saying?
Well, problem solving was what I was going to say because, like we were talking just now about, before that we were talking about, what was the story that we just shared?
Oh my gosh, I looped all the way around just to talk about what I talked about in the beginning because I don't know. I was talking about the marketer who gave me the idea. I'm staying on the learning aspect every single day is such a very simple concept of giving a reward to get a testimonial.
Mm-hmm.
Never dawned on me.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Out of all the complex things I've built, when I thought about getting testimonies, that never dawned on me. But the moment I saw it, it was just such a
Yeah.
wow. It's
Yeah.
that simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the thing, it's that simple.
Exactly. Yeah, my thing is like I ask every single client to give me a review on Facebook or sorry,
The best part is this,
on
though.
Google.
Ready for this? If you're the best person that has ever helped them out and you ask me for a review, what the heck do I say?
So here's the truth. I want to ask every single client and I have not. Okay?
Oh.
I have asked the ones that I have asked aside from one or two.
It's got to be like just habit.
Yeah, it should be, but it's not for me. I get everything done and I say, I still talk to them, but I forget to ask for a review,
You've got to put it in your project managers.
Don't worry. Now I have something that you were helping me set up is an exit review, right? So at the end, I send them basically what do you call it? Rate our
A
service.
survey.
Yeah, survey. Jesus, a survey that says, how did we perform? Were the subcontractors polite? And was the job site clean? Was this project manager good at communication? All that stuff, right? And then at the end of that, it says, now, if you could please leave us a review, blah 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 blah. But you know, like you said, if I am the best, right, and I ask them for a review, it shouldn't even be a question, which is the truth for the few that I've asked.
But what I was getting on saying that is, you're right. But when you're the best, how do they formulate that into a review that's going to be beneficial to you? So what I have done for my clients is I have given them examples of the reviews. And I'm not, and it's very like,
I like that.
because if they are confused, it's just as if I asked you to go, hey, dude, um, and I'm trying to make an example right off the spot, and my analogy is going to probably be terrible for this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you were walking through the mall and someone stopped you for a cell phone and was like, cool cell phone, do a review,
Yeah.
you would walk away and be confused,
Yep.
right?
Uh-huh.
Now, if that gentleman helped you get the cell phone and you wanted the cell phone and you went there, right now, write a review for a man who just helped you with a cell phone. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What would you say?
Well, I mean, you're leaving a lot of context here. But it's the generic,
You get what I'm saying is most people never leave a review in their life.
Yeah, so you just get the generic, it was a great experience, hire this guy,
Yes, but the thing is, how do they know what the average thing is in your industry? That's why I just got into the habit
Not
of,
a bad idea.
hey,
Yeah.
send us a review. Here are some of the reviews we've already had.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to go persuade them into saying this is what you need to write, but here's ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's easier for you
Right.
to formulate it.
Yeah.
And then I am just going to incentivize all of my additional clients with reasons to little gift cards,
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. Nothing fancy, but the thing is word of mouth is everything.
Yeah.
And if you look at the businesses that grow the fastest, it's because of reviews.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I 100% agree.
And it is underlooked everywhere.
Yeah.
By everybody.
I certainly don't push it as much as I should. Again, I've asked probably over the past, year and a half that I've been in business for myself again. I've wanted to ask every single person, right? But I've asked probably 5, and I've gotten 2. One of them consistently will text me like out of nowhere and say, "Hey, I haven't forgotten about you yet. I've just been real busy, and I really want to take my time to do this right." And I was like, "Okay, no problem, whatever." And the other 2, whatever. They just forget, and then I don't want to be the guy that's like, "Hey,
so
gave me a review."
this is the funniest thing is I've probably asked 100 people and gotten 1.
Yeah.
And the ironic thing is with that is for me it's because I do so much.
Yeah.
They always ask, okay, what do you want me to review? Do you want me to review this, 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 and this? And in my eyes, I'm like, put it all together, man. Like I want everything in one. And no one ever does that.
Yeah.
So I stumble in the sense of never getting reviews. But the thing is if people heard what people said and I could show them screen, and what I'm resorting to nowadays is like I have an entire funnel that has 300 photos of people saying thank you to me
Yeah.
to show that I've helped out hundreds of agents.
Yep.
But I have none of that video wise. It's all just screenshots because I was at least smart enough to
Yeah.
screenshot all the conversations to at least take the credit for what I've done,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea too. That's a good thing. I have not done that, but I could go through my text
But and
messages
then
right
see,
now and get
that's the crazy thing is that is what people want to see
yeah.
because it's someone who said, "Thank you so much. You changed my life."
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And those are the things that I never show on social media, but those are the things like literally that move people forward and going, I need to work with that person.
Yeah, and I mean I get those texts all the time. I just never thought about doing that. That's a good idea. I'm glad we got on this topic because that's something that I'll probably try and pull out of the what archive that I've got. Because the reviews are good, right? But often I think people are trying to
They try to make it fake
well,
or tailor it to be better than what it is.
not only that, but the people that read them think that they're
Fake.
yeah.
And
So
then when you see a blue text message and it's real and you can see the name up there, it makes everything
yeah,
solid.
and notice how he said blue because androids are for bitches. So we're only going to trust iPhone users.
That's funny. But
Yeah.
I have over 300 texts
Yeah.
and screenshots
Yeah,
of
that's something that I'm gonna look at.
it's something that I've always done. Whenever I receive a good text message, I screenshot it and then upload it into a drive on Google to just have an archive of. For me, it's the best social proof,
Yeah.
and no one's gonna go through. And if they do, gosh, they need to be brought behind the barn and shot. If they go and fake 300 photos
Oh
of
yeah.
iPhone
Damn.
conversations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can do anything with AI now in 5 minutes. But yeah, I get you.
Yeah, but that come on.
No. Absolutely. But yeah, that is again some like the two people specifically that I asked for reviews. I was like, hey, listen, do you mind giving me a review? I was like, I always forget to ask everybody, and the couple people that I have asked, never got around to it. And those, like specifically, the last two that I've asked, I mean, not even 5 minutes after I leave their house or leave talking to them, they post a review immediately.
So like that is stronger than
Yeah, exactly.
just seeing that.
Yeah,
It's so much stronger. Name everything. People can see that it's a real person. It's not fake.
right.
Everything.
Yep.
That I think does 10 times more dividends than. I mean, don't get me wrong. A video is solid. A video is the best type of making it real.
Yeah. Wait. What do you mean video?
Meaning a
Hold
video
on.
testimonial.
Camera just shut off, I think. Yep, see it. It was red and it shut off.
You want to get up and text? Might as well.
What?
Or are we?
Well, yeah, I want to see what happens with this. But the audio's still going. So regardless if the video doesn't work, I'll just post the audio with our logo, you know what I mean, on YouTube.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
I forget that.
Yeah,
It's
so
audio.
the audio,
It really is.
this is never going to be a problem. The camera, for some reason, is acting up tonight.
Oh well, I don't care about the camera then. Well,
Yeah, so,
voice.
but videos we were talking about.
Yeah.
So the issue with videos, I think, is people think that they're scripted to, like, if you do a video review.
Yes, but the thing is, an authentic video,
I 100% agree with you. I'm on the fence.
100%. And the thing is, I think you have to pick and choose what you post, and that is something as a business owner you have to protect your own brand and go. Even if I get 10 video testimonials, I may only use 2 of them because they're on par for what I'm going for with the brand. That I think is, a trick of the trade to understand that, your business is a breathing organism and the more you treat it better, the more it's going to grow, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But that's a
Okay, camera's back on, so that little bit there will just be a blank spot. Stop putting your nasty feet on the camera. I can't.
man.
Excuse me, but yeah, that I'm gonna do it again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna throw your foot up. Just
Yeah, no, I just grab stuff with my monkey toes. So that's something that I've been like, because I wanted to do that. I was like gonna ask my clients like, hey, do you mind like just doing a quick interview,
it
ask you a couple
seems, and
questions?
you're right. When you have a very well choreographed video testimonial, it's fake.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it seems authentic, people are being real in it. It seems fake because it's literally grafted. Like it's put together production wise.
Mm-hmm.
The best testimonial is someone picking up their iPhone and recording their face
Yeah.
saying it. That's what I mean by authentic
Yeah.
testimonial. That's the only authentic test. I don't want one to where I'm on the phone with him and I see, oh, I'm on a YouTube video and them, oh, I'm talking to him for this. All of that's scripted. I want you to pick up the phone and send me a testimonial on the spot. That's what I want to post.
I'm gonna start having all the clients on the podcast, and then that'll be as real as it gets. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I'm just joking, but that would be hilarious, right? Just zero of them would go for that. Nobody wants to. Nobody wants to do this besides me.
you
So
would be shocked,
yeah,
ungodly, if you are already doing $1 million homes, $1 million renovations, and you're running a multi-million-dollar company,
hmm
and you run a podcast as well. You would be shocked on the amount of people who would want to come on to that podcast.
I mean, maybe if the podcast had a following, but our you six, you six, uh,
Loyal.
yeah, yeah. I mean, literally, I was
Loyalty.
posting the one yesterday, right? And I'm looking at the views, and I'm like, damn, man, these 6 people. I mean, the second the video goes up, like this, I posted the one last night, and I checked this morning, six views. I was like, I don't know who these people are, but they're on it. Like, I gotta throw a party for them. I gotta invite them out here. But anyway, I think if you had a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, a bigger audience, then yeah, if I asked people to get on the podcast, they would jump at it. You know what I mean? Like right now, our friends are all about it because they're our friends, But if I go ask uh, the owner of Triple Crown, Homes, my competitor that's been here for 30 years, building 60 homes at a time.
You said clients.
Even,
Bro.
yeah, but that's the same thing.
You said clients.
Yeah.
You did not say you're going to go down the street and go talk to a almost billionaire and try to get him on here and try to provide value. You are 100% right. You need
Hey,
something fierce.
a couple weeks from now, when we get back, I have a billionaire that wants to come on. Surprise, surprise.
But
that'll be a good guest.
You ready for
But
this?
yes.
It's not about the podcast at that point. He's probably doing it because of you.
That's it. Yeah, it has nothing to do.
And that is what I'm going at is, guess what? The network that you have,
Mm-hmm.
that's the sense of if you ask the question, it's there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying you want your clients to come on,
Yeah.
but you would be shocked on the amount of people that would say yes to it by you asking it.
Just because
of you
they
being
want to
you.
help me. Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, the same thing. I would have to say, yeah, there's, I didn't think about it like that, but, I don't know. There's a couple,
And how much following do they need? I think we're very minuscule. I think between the both of us, we'll be at 10K soon.
10K, what?
Following on all platforms, meaning all of our social media put together, all of the different platforms, different companies put together.
Yeah, 10K, you think?
Yeah, meaning if we put Facebook together, Instagram together, for your business,
What about
back there
duplicates?
day.
What about duplicates? Does that count? Or we count every single follower? So, like, if I've got one person following me on all three, does that count?
I mean, it's following you on.
So if we count that, I might hit 1,000 across every single platform. I might hit 1,000 followers, and that's because every one of them follow me on all of them. So I don't have many.
Solid base.
Yep. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm hoping to get that one on here. Also, Zach, when I get back, when we get back from the wedding, Zach's gonna come back on. We're gonna check in. He just
Oh, I was like,
Yeah,
Zach,
the
I
house
was,
flipper.
I don't know why you mentioned someone up in New Hampshire.
Not that Zach.
But you know why that
Yeah.
popped. I was like, dude,
It's funny. I just texted them to do the podcast, and they just texted me back. So we'll see what we can line up there. But yeah, Zach, the flipper's gonna come back on. He just sold that house that he was talking about.
Oh,
so he's gonna
cool.
break that down for us, show us how that worked out, and how everything went there. But I just saw they posted that they closed on it. So
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. But anyway, we can stop now. We're at 40 minutes, so I'll have to do some editing magic there and put a hanging there, the cat hanging on the line, some technical difficulties. But I do know that it did record and save on here, so
Okay, no, that they'll have to just
yeah. So
tough through.
we'll keep knocking a couple of these out and try to get back on track for since we're out of stock. And then while we're up there, I'm gonna try and get at least 3. There's 3 people that I want to do one with.
So you're bringing all of this. You're driving, right?
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if I
So
don't use it, I'm bringing it.
So the thing is this: we have to at least do one outside.
Outdoors.
Yeah, 100%.
Think so?
Yeah, no, we have to in the Adirondacks.
Yeah. Well, if we can find somewhere.
Well, no,
Hey, it's black fly season. All right. I ain't trying to die.
we can go by the lake.
That's worse.
No, it's not.
Yeah, mosquitoes, bitch.
No,
I am
it's
not.
gonna be hot.
Maybe. We'll see. If we can do
Hot
it.
is 70. You know this.
If we can do it, we'll do it. But we'll see what happens. I'm not dealing. I know, like right now. By the way, it's been fucking 96, 97 degrees here, and it's not even August when it's supposed to be that hot.
It's record highs.
It's
stupid.
Luckily, I'm leaving town this weekend to make my way up there, but it's supposed to be 98 degrees on Monday next week. And I was like,
jeez,
fuck that.
Yeah, no, if it's gonna be hot like this next summer, we're gonna. It's gonna be a new location.
There's a house in Indian Lake that I'm gonna look at while we're up there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well,
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
So, all right, sounds good. I will. Anything you wanna add before? No. Okay. I just say that every time, so I feel like I have to say it again. But all right, sounds good. We'll see you guys on the next one.